Chief Meteorologist Chase Jones.
All right, we're cranking on everything because we're expecting some severe weather. Now, time-lapse is showing you how it's making its way in from the west. Then around lunchtime, starts pushing in from the east. So all that cloud cover is headed off towards the west, but it's pulling in with a stronger system, making its way down from the Edwards Plateau. And we could see some snow by Sunday. Now, temperatures over the last 24 hours, if you couldn't tell, cold air is already making its way in, dropping from those 80s all the way down into those 50s. And then we only warmed up about 11 degrees right now, just hovering below that 70-degree mark. And we're going to drop way down there into those cooler temperatures and even down near those freezing temperatures by the end of the weekend. 68 in San Angelo. Everybody else in a combination of lower 80s, lower 70s, and 60s across the entire region. 61 in Coleman, 84 in Junction, looking like a good 23 degrees across the entire Concho Valley. We'll see if that doesn't do it for some severe weather, at least some rain, but humidity values are also all over the place. Dew points are in those 50s and those 40s, while humidity indices are in those 30s all the way up into those 60s. So we're nowhere near the atmospheric tipping point, but we'll see. Now, you've been seeing a lot of those fast-moving clouds push across the entire region all week long. You see how severe it gets off towards the east. We'll see if some of that doesn't stick around here in the Concho Valley. Now, concentrations of blues are still just hovering on the outside of the region, but as we make our way into the weekend, look at all this cold air trying to slide its way in. Winter's not giving up without a fight. Now, upper level pattern showing you the strong low pressure system making its way in across the panhandle. Off towards the west, we see that strong ridging making its way in by next week, where things will calm down and dry up because the high pressure is making its way in. It's going to be beautiful for rodeo, but we just have to get through tonight and this weekend first. Now, water vapor imagery is showing you the trajectory of the storm. Look how explosive that gets around Arkansas. That got hit pretty hard. Now, when we look at the panhandle, this is the streak we have our eye on, and right behind it, we're looking at Utah. There's our winter storm we have our eye on. Now, severe weather outlook is the Concho Valley today, and we take you into that hail probability. Go ahead and park the car somewhere safe because it's looking like 15%, about an inch in diameter. Now, we'll see if that doesn't actually show up because a lot of severe weather we were expecting this morning definitely didn't show up either. I tracked it. Now, when we look at the radar, watching it push out of the area pretty quickly, then we see it moving in from the west. Take a good look at the radar. It's not showing up on anything right now, keeping our eye near Midland as it makes its way in. Here's where we want to take a good look at the futurecast. Somewhere around tonight, off towards the east, then a little bit off towards the west. Look how explosive this is going to be about 1:30 in the morning. So make sure you have your safe place ready to go, phones charged, and make sure you have all your notifications on. We're definitely going to be here. Makes its way out of the way for Friday around the morning time, but as we get closer towards Friday evening, another strong storm going to make its way in. Keep yourself off towards the west. Watch how fast this makes its way in. There it is again. Friday into Saturday morning, clears out just in time for the trash cleanup and as well as the parade. But by Saturday evening, here it comes again. Take a good look. Some snow and ice trying to fight its way in across the entire region. We could get down near those freezing points, and then things will finally warm back up by Monday morning. So tonight, we are on the lookout for severe weather. If you have to go outside, be completely careful. Make sure you're prepared now so you're ready later, and first responders can get to and from those emergencies. We are expecting some pretty heavy flooding, but we will see. Then tomorrow, a good run at those lower 60s, expecting more severe weather and then some heavier rain in the PM, but we'll keep our eye out for any of it if it decides it wants to show up, as well as the probability for hail as we make our way into rodeo. Let's keep our eye on those conditions as we continue to hover around those 50s. Again, keeping our eye out for some snow as we begin this second week of April. Can't believe that already. Going to see those temperatures push all the way back up into those 80s while things dry off, and those overnight lows push back up from those freezing levels into those mid-50s. Stay tuned while more for the break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.